it's me Jess here and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to share with you how I make my sleepwear clothes. The reason I decided to make this DIY because when I think back about the timing, I just started sewing. I didn't know anything about sewing at that time. I just got my sewing machine and I was so excited to make my own clothes. And of course, it didn't turn out to the way I wanted. So I was a little lack of motivation to keep going on with sewing. And I think it could be the similar feeling for you guys as a beginner. When you just started your sewing journey, you are so excited to make your own clothes. So why not making a simple sleepwear clothes for yourself first? Because even if it didn't turn out perfectly or in the way you wanted, you still can wear it and you don't have afraid of anyone gonna look at you. But when you wear your own clothes, it will give you a huge motivation to keep making another one. So let's get started. Choosing the right fabric is the first step to have your DIY come out nicely. And because it's a sleepwear clothes, so I want the fabric feel soft and smooth when I touch it, and I will feel so comfortable wearing it during the night. That's why I choose muslin fabric. This fabric is really soft and breathable, so I won't feel too hot when I wear it during the night. But if you don't like muslin fabric, you can go with other types of fabric like silk or satin or soft cotton fabric. After having everything you need for the project, now it's time for measurings. I usually draw down every single pieces of my project on a notebook, then adding the measurement in every single part of them. By doing this way, I can have a look at overall of my project and know how many pieces I need to prepare, and I also can keep tracking the measuring during the project making to make sure my project will come out in the right size. And I didn't learn sewing in a proper way. I mean here in a professional ways or in the right way. So this step basically is really helpful. It teaches me a lot in terms of self-drafted pattern making. That's why it takes quite a long time for me at this step to figure out on the measurements for my project. But after that, everything is really easy. I just need to follow on my measurements and keep going with my projects.
And here's my measurement for this dress. The first step is making the main part of the dress, which is the body part. I cut 2 rectangles without the front and the back of the body of the dress. The size of the rectangle is 70 cm width, which is 1.5 times a half of my hip size, and 90 cm length, which is the length from above my breast to my knee. It's the length of the dress that I want, minus the length of the ruffle hem. At one width line, which will be the top of the dress, I mark down 14 cm from one end of the width line. It's the length from the top of the dress to the middle of my breast. From the end of the width line, I mark to inside 10 cm. It's the width from the side of the body to the middle of the breast. Then connecting 2 marks together. After that, I drew a curved line beyond it to create a sleeve line for the dress. Doing the same for the other side of the width line to finish the other sleeve line for the dress. After cutting, I connect 2 pieces of the body of the dress at 2 sides by the pins, then sewing. At the top of the dress, I make a loose seam for the front and the back first. Then I create the gathering fabric there later. The final width of the gathering fabric will be 24 cm, which is the width between 2 inside shoulders. It's also the position for 2 shoulder straps of the dress. To finish the top of the dress, I cut a long rectangle with 3 cm width and 24 cm length, which is the same length of the gathering fabric I just finished. I connect the rectangle to the gathering fabric line at one length line first, then sewing. After that, I fold the other length line of the rectangle inside around 1 cm first, then keep folding it over the first seam to hide on the end fabric inside and make the second seam. Doing the same for the front and the back of the top of the dress. To finish the sleeve and also make the shoulder strap for the dress, I cut a long rectangle with 3 cm width and 60 cm length, which is 2 times the length from the shoulder to the top of the dress, plus the length of the sleeve line from the front to the back of the dress. I connect 2 width lines of the rectangle together to create a circle fabric first. Then I connect 1 length line of the circle fabric to the sleeve line and sewing. After that, I fold the other length line of the circle fabric inside around 1 cm first, then keep folding it over the first seam to hide on the end fabric inside and make the second seam. For the shoulder strap, I fold 2 length lines to the middle first, then keep folding them together to create a tie strap there. And here's what it looked like after on. Doing the same for the other side of the dress. To make the ruffle hem, I cut a long rectangle with 15 cm length, which is the length of the ruffle part that I want, and 150 cm width, which is 1.5 times my hip size. I cut 2 rectangles like this, then connect them together at the length lines to create a circle fabric. After sewing, I fold 1 width line of the circle fabric inside 1 cm first, then keep folding it again, and sewing to finish the end of the ruffle, which is the end of the dress. At the other width line, I make a loose seam first. Then I create the gathering fabric there later. The final width of the gathering fabric will be 140 cm, which is the same width at the ends of the dress at the body part, so you can connect them together later. The last step is connecting the ruffle to the end of the dress. And I finished this DIY. Here's my final result. This sleeveless dress with ruffle hem is such a girly sleepwear dress. The detail of the muslin fabric made it so vintage, and it's also very comfortable. I hope you will like it and try it out. See you next week.